Thomas Cruz. As you all know, for the Startup Secrets, the Real Negosyante Talk, we are live on two platforms. We are on FB Live through our Facebook page, the Real Negosyante Talk, and of course, we are live here on Kumu. All right, so
Hello
welcome. Good
mga
evening, everybody who's
negosyante.
coming in. Well, hello mga negosyante, right? Magandang
Yes.
gabi sa inyong lahat at maligayang pagpasok dito sa aming stream, dito sa aming live tonight. So, hi Fonso, hey Alien, hi and Nago. Maraming salamat sa pag-join sa amin dito. Ngayong gabi, ang aming pag-uusapan ay sorry, I'm just gonna speak in English. My brain is no longer working properly. I am so sorry, guys. I'm really doing my best to speak in Tagalog. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about CEO support, how to properly support yourself as a leader, like what we said, not just as business leader, maybe even the leader of your household, right? As a CEO, a manager, a supervisor, we want you to be healthy, to be in the right mental space, to be able to make good decisions for the benefit of your business. All right, Miss Maria, I am Miss O. I am one of your hosts for tonight. And right there is Maria K. Tan. Miss Maria, kindly go ahead and address our viewers.
Hello mga negosyante, magandang gabi. We are again here in our weekly live show. We are on episode 8. This is the first season of Startup Secrets, the Real Negosyante Talk. At ang pag-uusapan natin ay mga totoong mga usapan, no? The talk that people need to address. Kasi ngayon, lahat ng tao gusto magnegosyo. Pero hindi kasi napag-uusapan ang talagang mga bagay na dapat kino-consider natin bago tayo mag-start ng negosyo, bago tayo mag-isip kung paano tayo mag-invest, saan tayo hihiram ng pera. So, itong show na to is really for our mga kababayan at mga kababayan na gusto magbukas ng negosyo nila or mga kababayang already having their own businesses. And today's topic is to really focus on self-care for bosses, for managers, for CEOs, or in short, for people who have a lot of responsibility. Yun yung talagang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Kasi pag ikaw kasi yung boss ng company mo, ikaw yung team leader nyo, ikaw yung manager nyo, ikaw yung manager ng bahay nyo. So minsan, lagi ikaw yung you always take care of other people na hindi mo nakakalimutan, na minsan nakakalimutan natin. We have to take care of ourselves because we cannot pour from an empty cup. It's as
That is
cliche
so
as it
true.
sounds. We cannot pour from 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 an empty cup, and that's what we are doing. So hello everybody from Kumu and from our Facebook fans. Thank you for being with us today.
I really, really want to thank everybody. I'm so grateful for everybody who always comes in and tunes in, even though they're tired, they still come in and really they join us in our discussions, in our different topics, right? And it is so, what do you call this? My heart is so full because we have now like really loyal fans, right? Hi, Jason. Oh, thank you. Yes, we are both wearing purple tonight. All right.
We also thought that.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Good evening, Christopher. Good evening, Nixon. Good evening, Jason. All right, guys. So a little intro, right? So self-care for CEOs is a necessity, especially because of our current situation. It is a very, very stressful situation that we are in. And we are all forced into this situation. It wasn't a choice for us, right? Like the government really mandated for us to be in quarantine and for businesses to be closed, or in a modified structure. So it is very, very stressful for everybody. We are not only feeling symptoms of anxiety and depression, we are also actually feeling grief. We are all going through grief right now. Now, this is not something that a lot of people associate, because a lot of people associate grief with somebody dying or a loss of a person or a loved one, right? But right now we are actually going through the different stages of grief because we are grieving the loss of our freedom, our
Loss of
the loss
security.
of control,
Yeah. Security.
security, or even like just the simple, the simple joy of getting a cup of coffee from our wonderful, wonderful coffee shop that we love, right? So we are grieving those. So we have to be gentle. We have to be gentle with ourselves because we are under a tremendous amount of stress, and other people's livelihoods depends on us, and and how well we conduct ourselves. So it is very important for us to actually make sure that we are okay. It is important to take the time to care for oneself, even though our first instinct is to go gung ho on our business plans. Right?
Yeah.
Gusto natin, ang instinct natin, no, kailangan doon na tayo agad sa business natin. Kailangan natin pa-work yung business natin. So nakakalimutan natin na alagaan ang sarili natin, na burn out tayo, 'di ba? As a boss. So, I'm sorry, I'm talking so much. Maria, any inputs?
Yeah, I think also for bosses, right? As a in general, self-care for bosses is already a big issue. And this is
Yes.
the reason why there's so many articles about self-care for bosses, self-care for entrepreneurs, self-care for boss babes. I've actually written, I think, at least two articles in that's been viewed almost a million times altogether just on that topic. Pero now, we're adding another layer na meron tayong pandemic at our hand. We are at war. Diba? We are in a health war. And so isipin nyo, hindi lang, kasi normally kasi when the people who take care of people, yung mga bosses, mga moms, we always take care of other people. Natural kasi sa atin na mag-alaga ng ibang tao. So on top of that, na iniisip mo na you always keep giving, nakakalimutan na natin yung sarili natin self-care, dagdag pa natin yung pandemic and all the anxiety, di ba, that comes with the pandemic, especially on our business, on
That's so
ourselves, on
true.
our team, on our family. So it's very, very layered.
And then, there are such sayings that good leaders eat last and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
puts a lot of pressure on our shoulders, right? So now let me see. Now let's get into it. Like how to support ourselves as a leader, business owner, so that we can support others, right? I think the first thing on this is that we need to recognize that we are also human. Yes,
Yes.
we have superpowers. I know we do as bosses, as CEOs, we do have superpowers. We have a lot of different superpowers in our hands, a lot of different things that we can do, right? But one thing usually that we put aside is our own time and our own self-care needs, but we need to do this because we can't pour out from an empty cup, right? So the first thing that we want you to do is to take time to take care of yourself and address your needs and your family's needs. This will take worries off of your head and give you the mental space to think clearly about your business. Okay, so it's very, very important for you to actually consciously make that effort to to take care of yourself. So we'll go through several things, several tips. All right. So the first tip is identify what's causing your stress. Okay. Identify the first general thing and then break it down into specifics. So you can say, okay, what's causing me stress is COVID-19. Now, think about it. What about COVID-19 is stressing
Gives
you
you the
out?
stress. Yeah.
Right? So, di ba, Maria, pwedeng, COVID-19 kasi naka-quarantine tayo. Ano pa yung mas specific sa naka-quarantine tayo? Hindi ka makapasok hindi mo mabukasin ang business mo. Ang mga empleyado mo,
You cannot fire your employees. That's also a stress,
yes.
di ba? Parang you want to
Paano mo
cut
papasweldo?
costs. Yes, you want to cut costs, but you cannot fire your employees, or
Or you
you
don't
want
want
to,
to fire them
you want,
because you feel bad.
yes, yes, right? Or it's also possible that you cannot collect from your customers. Diba? You want to pay your
Yes.
clients, pero the problem is you don't have cash coming in kasi others are also affected. So parang di ba, you're in a chicken and egg situation na you don't know how to even come up with the money kasi meron kang, hindi naman, meron kang ang pera na dadating, but because of the COVID, it's affected. Like, even me, one of my clients in Canada, I don't know what happened. She could not transfer electronically. She transferred to me by Western Union. Where can I find Western Union now, di ba? So, sobrang limited ng Western Union. But you know, that's something that everybody has issues with, right? So, kasi modified ang living conditions natin lahat. So, the normal na you would expect before, yung normal terms, normal payment modes, nag-iiba na siya. Pero may mga ibang conditions that still stay the same. You still need to pay your people, you still need to pay your rent, or you still need to pay your electricity. So, marami siyang stress. And like Miss O said, we have to really identify which of those is giving you the most stress and deal with it first. Kasi right now, you cannot think 3 months ahead. Now, at least you can just focus on this month. Kasi thinking, you don't know what will happen in a month time, in a week's time. We might have an extended quarantine. We might not have an extended quarantine. We don't know. So for me, let's focus on today. What this month? What is the thing that we can focus on this month? So really identifying what's bothering you and what's really stressing you and going to as much specificity as you can is so important.
Exactly, because the more specific that you get, the more that you identify which ones are really causing you stress, then you can respond to it according to your
Yes.
priorities.
Oo.
Okay, so make sure that you write things down. So it's not enough that you're just thinking about it. Write it down, because when you write it down, at least you have a visual aid, right? And hindi pa ulit-ulit sa utak na kung ano yung mga nagbabother sa'yo.
Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly.
the next tip would be to put the phone down. For God's sake, put the phone down. Okay, you need to have a break from work, from social media, and all of that. Set a cutoff time for you to unwind and think of something else aside from business. And this is very, very hard for a lot of bosses, for a lot of entrepreneurs, because they feel like they're going to lose opportunity if they are not on their phone all the time. It's almost parang sobrang obsessed sa telepono na kaila, oh, may nag-message pa? Oh, is there a message? Oh, meron bang ganito? Right? So it's like an obsession already, and it keeps their mind like almost in, they're being hyper vigilant. You are being hyper vigilant, right? The thing with us now working so much from home is that we're always turned on
On.
24/7 on tayo. So we need to learn how to compartmentalize again without changing environments. We did that before, right, Maria? Dati, when we leave our work environment to go home, now we're at home, we can focus on our family. But because our environments are so enmeshed that we're always on, work and life are getting messy. They're meshing together. So we're also kind of like, we're on. Okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And that can cause real burnout. So this is a very difficult tip actually to implement na gagawin nyo. Kasi hindi tayo sanay, di ba? Na patayin ang telepono, ibaba at hindi titinan para you can focus on your family naman. Para you can focus on yourself, na mag-unwind lang, nang hindi nababombard ang utak about your business or all just about your
Yeah.
stressors, right?
And a
So
good
yes, it is
tip.
about balance, right, Navy Man?
Yes, yes. And a good tip here, actually, right now, we're very lucky because there are so many tutorials on how to turn off, turn on notifications on the phone. You can actually
Mm-hmm.
choose, because right now, we're not just dealing with one tech. Ang dami. You have Facebook, you have WhatsApp, may Viber, may Telegram, di ba? So, ang daming, like everybody is on multiple platforms. Minsan, nakakalito na, especially if you're not used to it, right? So one good way is to go through your tutorials and see how can I know how can I schedule notifications? Kasi pwede mo naman kasi siya i-turn off from a certain time. Na hindi naman
Yes.
siya ibig sabihin na you turn off, you don't see it. When you come on time or once it goes at a certain time, makikita mo siya lahat. So that is a great
Yes.
and very easy tip to implement. Kasi at least pag ganyan, hindi kayong konting, ano lang, ting, you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
something
Oh,
close.
oh no.
Yes,
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 right?
yes, yes.
And then, of course, because this also puts stress on your home life with your children, with your wife or your husband, because now they are not getting the quality time that they need from you, also, right? So, okay, so first is identify your stressors. Get to the very, very specifics of it, okay, guys? Number two, put your phone down, okay? It's gonna be okay, right? And number three is to ask for help. Get in touch with your business tribe, right, Maria?
Yes, so right now it's really the best time to ask for support because it's funny because with the pandemic, everybody's willingness to help is increased tenfold. Tenfold, a thousandfold. And speaking of help, we actually have a very special event on May 1st. Okay. We're doing
Yes.
negotiatives for a cause, and this will be a donation basis, lightning speed consultation with both of us. So we're posted information. I think Miss O already posted information because again, this is the time to really receive support. So in this webinar, you're going to not only be COVID creative to get more customized tips for your business, but you're also going to be helping our frontliners. So yun yung gusto namin i-promote right now to really ask for support and to be willing to receive. Kasi when you receive support, marami ka kasing nakikita na hindi mo na nai-imagine before because sometimes you're just so in the problem.
And in this one, the more people that you invite to sign up for Negosyante Tips for a Cause, the more brains are working together to solve a
Yes,
problem, right? So we can hear each other out, whatever ideas. For example, if your business is suffering, then you have 30 other businessmen over there who can also come up with creative solutions for your problems and vice
exactly.
versa. So, and the thing is, like, this is actually what do you call this? This is actually a donation based thing, and your donations will go to a good cause. Okay, it will help our frontliners, right? And then we would be able to like refer you to certain companies like MGP Accounting or maybe Union Bank to help you guys out in your different needs, right? um so, yes, so make sure that you sign up for that, okay, guys? Also, and that is part of this third tip, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Get in touch with your business tribe. And if you don't have an established business tribe, the Negosyante Tips for a Cause is a good start for you guys to build your business tribe, to get to know
Yeah.
other negosyantes, okay? So, anything else for this tip, Maria?
And I think now it's really the time when don't look at asking for help as weakness. I think that's the problem. People,
Yes, no.
lalo na the people that's very, very, that has always been independent their whole life. Sometimes you view helping or asking for support as weakness. I want to say that if you think of champions, okay, all champions have coaches. And that's what Negosyante Tips for a Cause would be. It's you champions coming together, getting coached. Because all champions have coaches. Don't take asking for support as a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength because you're saying you need to be operating in your zone of genius and you need another person to be looking after your business with you, for you. Yun yung importante with the support system. So that's something that we're very excited about.
Yes, we are very, very excited about that, especially now that we are in a quarantine, right? Now, it's kind of hard to build a business tribe now that we are in quarantine. So now this is a good chance for you to do so. Hi, Zaira. So, guys, so that's what the first step is to identify what's causing you stress. The second one is to put your phone down, all right? Put your phone down Give yourself some space, all right? Then three, ask for help. The next one is to keep in touch with yourself. Listen to your body. Your health is your wealth. If you are burnt out, if you are too exhausted, you're not going to be able to help your business. You're not going to be able to help your employees. You're not going to be able to think clearly. And
Yeah.
besides, it's hard to get sick now because there are no bed spaces in the hospital. So make sure you listen to
Yes.
your body. Okay? Make sure that you really listen to your body. It is very quite well, Maria and I have stressed this, a million times na matigas ang ulo nating mga boss. Matigas ang ulo na we're stubborn people, right? That's why we tend to be persistent sa lahat ng nagagawa natin, 'di ba? But you have to kailangan minsan makinig din sa sariling katawan, 'di ba?
Yes.
Go ahead,
And
Maria.
you cannot produce quality work if you're tired. Kasi just think of it this
Yes.
way, okay? When my clients ask me about this, okay, or insist on their strength and kaya nila to, I just say, you know what? If you think of the machine, isipin nyo ang makina, right? The machine, pag overheated na ang machine, can the machine work? No. Mag-short circuit
No.
yan. And the same with your body. Okay, the same with your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health. If you are already overworked, do not come to a point na mag-burn out ka pa. Dahil pag nag-burn out ka, hindi lang one day yung malulose mo. Okay? You're going to lose
Yes.
maybe 1 year of your time. Hindi lang,
Yes.
isipin mo, 1 day of work does not mean you lose 1 million pesos. 1 day of your time, 1 day of your time that you lose means you reset para mas fresh yung perspective mo when you go back to your problem, when you go back to your business, and pag fresh yung mind mo, parang yung cellphone, 100% charged ka. So, all the things, mas mabilis mag-download, mas mabilis mag-connect sa Wi-Fi, right? Pero pag 1% na lang yung battery ng cellphone mo, what happens? Di ba lagi siyang nagka-crash? It crashes, it nagre-restart siya,
Slows down.
nag-restart siya. So, exactly, we don't want you to go into that. Kasi remember, look at the sustainability of your business and of your life. You're not, do not go for 1 day result versus one lifetime of result. You want one
Yes. So,
lifetime of goodness, not one
so
day of good
guys,
work.
this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Okay.
Yes.
This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So, guys, we need you guys to take care of your body. Okay. Because if you are exhausted, it's not going to be any good to you. And speaking of exhaustion, usually we as bosses become really, really exhausted because we don't know how to say no. We're always
Yes.
saying yes. Yes, we can do this. Yes, we can do that. Yes, yes, yes. Every opportunity, we grab every opportunity, right? But now we're going to have to learn how to say no. Okay, we're going to have to learn how to say no and really analyze what we can do and what we can actually contribute or bring about with our current situation. Maria, we have a question here from Lois. Are both of you CEOs of businesses? Yes.
Yes.
So Maria actually runs her own consultation. She's a consultant, right? She's her own
Yeah, and
consultation
I'm a
company.
business
And
coach actually. I'm actually a
yes, there you
business
go.
coach for several business consultants, business coaches as well. So I know what I'm
Yes,
saying.
and I
And
I
a
think
leader
that's
in
been long
mental health.
established, Maria.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also own my own consulting company actually, right? And like building an empire is quite hard, and I've learned it the hard way. Actually, all of these tips comes from not only like books and readings that I've done, right, but also from personal experience. So I want to like share an experience. Like last year, I was actually hospitalized because I wasn't taking care of myself. I drove myself to the point of exhaustion. I drove myself because I couldn't say no. Couldn't say no. I had to go to each and every meeting, even though my partners were there. I still had to go. And then even though like I was severely dehydrated, I would miss like meals. Sometimes I would go throughout the whole day with just coffee, no meals at all. So, and I wasn't exercising. And so I was hospitalized for 4 days. And even then, like actually the other doctors in the hospital were saying, Miss O, dapat nasa room mo na ikaw, kanina ka pa namin inadmit. How come you're still in the clinic seeing patients? And I just wouldn't stop working. Tapos, hindi pa talaga ako nagpunta sa hospital room ko. Nagpunta pa ako sa isang meeting. That was the point wherein my driver actually said, when this meeting is done, we're going straight to the hospital because you look horrible already. And I had no choice. He brought me to the hospital right away, even though I had one more meeting that I really, really wanted to go to. Right? But this is what I'm saying. Sometimes because we are handling so many people's, they depend on us so much. Our employees depend on us so much, and we are building an empire. As CEOs, we are building an empire that we want to grab every opportunity because it will help our empire to be developed and be built strongly, right? But then because you are the founder, because you are the CEO, di ba, Maria? Once you go down, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. So we
When you
gotta
go
learn how to
down,
say no.
the whole boat sinks. You know?
Well, not really. If you have
Yeah.
good partners, it should be okay. But then, actually, it kind of kind of slows down the process. Kasi wala
Yeah.
ikaw.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's have our little recap, guys. So we're talking about self-care for CEOs, bosses, right? Because we are going through something very, very stressful right now. Almost all business owners are almost at their wits' ends, okay, on trying to help their business survive this crisis. Okay, so we just want to make sure that you guys are also good. Let me see. Lois says, is asking, did you push too hard because you had a very, very little faith in others, or was it because you were a workaholic? Um, it was both. It wasn't that I didn't have faith in my partners. I know that my partners were quite competent, right? I wouldn't have been partners with them if I didn't have faith in them. I think it was me knowing my
Hard on yourself.
personality. Yes, I'm very hard on myself.
Being hard
I'm
on
I'm
yourself.
very much a type A personality. I'm a type A personality wherein everything needs to be organized, everything needs to be done this way, things like that. I couldn't let go. I was such a workaholic. And at that time, I was like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, right? So Maria, like what I
I've
said, we
gotten
are talking
over
about self-care.
yeah, I've gotten over that like many years ago, but there was a time when you burn out, you get depressed, you get everything kasi when you're in that drive, parang kasi siyang addiction eh. You're addicted to controlling
Yes.
every piece of the and then not only that,
Yes.
you're not only just being addicted, parang you want to control every piece. And but
Because
you
it's your
can never control.
baby.
Yeah. But
Yes.
the problem is you can never control. So parang mas dumadagdag pa yung anxiety mo. Because on one side, you're trying to catch up with everybody. Or you want to be, parang lahat minamadali mo. And then at the same time, you want to control everything. But really, you cannot. That's really
Yeah.
impossible. So for me kasi, like, my very big indicator is actually my body. When Miss O was saying you have to listen to your body. Sa akin kasi, once na my body feels tight, nafe-feel ko kasi I'm very sensitive to that. So when my body feels tight, I will just do the things that I need to do on that day. Tapos na. That day is over for me. Kasi you can ask my team, I'd be like, you know what, I really need to rest tonight. Kasi wala na akong mapipiga dun sa I cannot squeeze anything out. And
Okay.
doing so is just going to
Please.
break me. So and again, you cannot control. There is always a tomorrow, okay? And again, I kept saying, do not go for 1 day of work. You want one lifetime of goodness. not just one day of,
Yes.
alam mo yun, you want to produce something in one day. Go for one
All
lifetime.
right. So, guys, let's review the tips that we've gone through so far and how to support yourself as a leader, as a business owner, so that you can properly support others, right? So, the first one was to identify what's causing your stress. Number two was put your phone down, okay? Put your phone down and give yourself some time to unwind and think of something else aside from your business. Number three is to ask for your help within your business tribe, right? Number four is to keep in touch with yourself and listen to your body. Number
Body.
five is to say no. Learn to say no. Like if a friend is asking you out for help, you can go, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now. My plate is full. Okay. You can always say no. Okay. And then now let's go on to the next one, which is number six, which is really, really important. Nourish your body. Okay, nourish your body. Eat healthy food. Eat whole foods. Don't just eat pasit canton because it's quick and fast. Don't just eat cup of noodles
Yes.
dahil mabilis, or just like Jollibee, or eat healthy food, because when your body is nourished, right? When your body is healthy, your mind is able to function better. A lot of us, like me, I went through a time I would just ask my driver to get chicken nuggets all the time. And then I'd be just munching the chicken nuggets. I'll probably eat three, and that's the for the whole day now because it was fast. But what nutrition did my body get from three chicken nuggets? Wala, right? Tapos puros coffee lang yung niiinom ko buong araw. So like I wasn't really being healthy, right? So you gotta nourish your body. But that doesn't also mean that you're gonna deprive yourself of something that you enjoy or love.
Yeah.
Like having a glass of wine or a glass of whiskey is perfectly fine at the end of the day when you're starting to unwind. When once you put that phone down, diba? Now you can have your glass of wine just to chill and relax with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Yeah. Let me see. Lois saying, "Oh no, Miss O, I'm glad you got." Oh yes, thank you. Yes, I'm also glad that I got out of it. Maria and I were laughing about this tip actually earlier about having a glass of wine or whiskey. But it's very, very true. Don't you think so, Maria?
Yeah, I had my glass of wine yesterday. I just needed
And I
to,
was
my body feels off. Basta sa akin, if my body feels off, enough. Kasi I cannot produce any quality work. So I really, on top of, I have very heavy breakfast. I really enjoy my breakfast kasi the whole world is quiet. So I really have very, very heavy breakfast. So I really nourish my time there. But then once in a while, it's really great to have a nice glass of Bordeaux and a nice slab of steak and a wonderful, wonderful slice of cheese. And then after that, head to
nice.
bed.
Oh my goodness. And I told Maria that I was going to have mine after this show because I had a really long day and I really, really need it right now, right? So make sure that you nourish your body, eat your whole foods, right? Um, make sure that you just, like I said, don't just go for that cup of ramen, okay? Because it's easy and it's fast, it's not going to help you.
or,
All
or
right?
maybe even as simple as take that time to eat. Wag yung you eat and then you're looking at your phone.
With your
So
phone or
as
working.
kahit na yung yeah, exactly. Kahit na yung 5 minutes na you're just eating your food makes so much difference on your body. Alam mo yun, it's not
Yes.
about having 1 hour break. It's about how conscientious you
How
are at
present
spending.
you are.
Yes, how conscientious
Which
and present you are with the activity you're doing at a certain time. So kahit na 5 minutes lang yon, na you're just with your food, walang phone, hindi ka nagmamadali, that makes a very big difference than, running around, getting a slice of,
going like
hamburger.
this,
Wala yun eh.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even if you're eating
Yung
like
parang,
that, cucumber, it's the same as eating junk food to some extent. Kasi the body is not processing it very well. Kasi ang body natin, it really, really feels stress. Di ba minsan you get sick
Yes.
and you don't know why you're sick. You go to the hospital, you have a lot of check-up, pero ang lalabas lang yan stress. Kasi the body, when it's stressed, it really does not function well. Do not underestimate yung stress na anong
The
ginagawa ng
stress factor.
natin.
Yes. So,
Yes, yes, yes.
actually, this one brings us to the next tip, which is be in the moment, right? Block other things that are in your head. Write them down if you really need to. If that's not the thing that you're doing at the moment. So, for example, right, you're having your lunch, and then you're thinking, and you really want to be in the moment and really enjoy your food so that you get a break, right? So now you can't seem to get that thought out of your head. I suggest you write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper or on your notes on your phone and then leave it, right? So that you know later you can go back to it and it's there, you won't forget. The reason why we often
Yeah.
have that obsessive thoughts in our heads is because we think we're going to forget. So write it down. It will help you so that now you can just focus and relax on your meal and really enjoy it. This also helps with you not overeating because you're really in the present, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
are taking in all of the flavors, the textures, everything. And it's the same thing when you're having that glass of wine at the end of the night. You're not on your phone going this and then drinking your glass of wine. Before
yeah,
you
yeah,
know it, you've already had a bottle because you are not being present, right? You don't even know. It's like, Maria, remember like when we are at the movies, we have a bucket of popcorn. Even before
yeah.
the movie
You're being
starts,
mindless about,
ubos na.
yes,
Ubos na. But in reality, if you know, if you're not in the movie house, you're just outside, you take a couple of bites of popcorn and then you're good because
that's
you were
enough.
present,
Yeah,
you're enjoying. But when you're mindlessly eating or you're mindlessly doing things, before you know it, you've already overeaten, you've already drank a whole bottle of wine, or maybe
yeah,
exceeded what your time for a certain task.
yeah.
So
And just to add something
that's right,
here,
Lois.
science says actually we have 6 ideas come to our mind every second. Just imagine 6 ideas in 6 thoughts, 6 ideas, 6 things that come to my mind, random things na ay anong oras na ngayon, or how's the weather, all those things, right? So sometimes we really need to still our mind, and that is really helpful when you write things down. Pag meron kang idea na importante, you write it down. Or when your mind goes into something unnecessary, you go back to your food and you just really enjoy that bite, that slice of cake, that
And,
salad, that
and that
tea.
relaxes your
Yes.
body. It
Mm-mm.
loosens you up because when you are stressed, you are all like this and you're like this. Your neck is
Yeah, you're
stiff,
really
your shoulders
constricted.
are hunched, you're so tight. And like sometimes your brain feels like it's gonna explode. So by just taking the time to be present and just enjoying that certain task, you will greatly reduce stress in your body, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
let's
Malaki
review.
yung difference.
Um, Joe Fro is asking what did she miss? All right. So let's review. We are talking about self-care for CEOs, right? Because we really, really need to do this to be able to help our business, right? And our employees also so that we can make good decisions, right? So first thing is to take time to take care of yourself and address your needs and your family's needs. This will take worries off of your head and give you the mental space to think clearly about your business. So, the tips under this is identify what's causing your stress. So, from a general stressor, you want to wind it down to the most specific ones so that you can respond to each one of them, right? And then the second one is to put your phone down, right? Set a cut of time to unwind and think of something else aside from your business. Number three is to ask for help. Get in touch of your business tribe. So, like our Negosyante tips for a cause is really a good avenue for this, right? So, sign up, right? And then number four is to keep in touch with yourself and listen to your body, right? Number five is learn to say no. Number six is nourish your body, but also don't deprive yourself from something that you enjoy, right? Like a glass of wine or whiskey. And then number seven is to really be present in the moment so that you aren't so stressed, you aren't spreading yourself way too thin. Maria, there's another tip over here that we really want to accentuate, diba? And it is communication. You know, we need to communicate our expectations, our boundaries, our wants, our needs, our feelings. Right, Maria? Kanino ba natin kailangan i-communicate ang mga bagay na ito?
So you start with, of course, you start from home, right? Kasi lalo na ngayon na we have a lot of changes and there's a lot of digital transformation. So in your home, especially if you don't have your own space, right? Magiging shift yun eh. So your kids would think, you're home. So ibig sabihin, you're not working
I
or
can
your
play with
partner
you.
might. Yes, exactly. So you that simple thing lang na yung change. Like for me, I've been an online coach for at least 2 years now. And even me, like I just came back to the Philippines. Pero before, every time I'd come back for holiday, uh, I'd be like 3 days in my mom's place, 3 days at the hotel, just because when I'm working, I really need the space for myself, and my family understands that. So that is communicated from the start. Pero sa akin, I've been in this setup for a while. For some people, na, di ba, ang bilis kasi, we've just been quarantined less than 6 weeks, right? Like about around 1 month lang. So yung transition time, it's quite fast. So
There
just to
was no
communicate,
transition time.
yeah, there was no trend. Parang biglang whirlwind. Parang ganun lang, di ba? Like,
Yeah.
as swipe
Like
right.
somebody turned on a switch, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So some easy tips would be to have a sign somewhere or to have a designated place, kahit table lang, or just siguro isang sign na pag if you're wearing a jacket, that means you're at work. Para lang merong visual symbol for the people that's in your house. So that's one. You communicate with your family what your needs are. Para same kayo you're on the same page, same wavelength kayo, same channel kayo. The second one, of course, is with your employees. Kasi, of course, your employees are also worried baka mawalan sila ng trabaho. So, so it's also important to, and we're going to expound on this next week. But it's also very important for you to communicate with your team what you expect from them, and and the timeline, kasi nga right now wala nang boundary, wala siyang, so communicating of just to make sure we are on the same page, just to repeat, this is what we said, this is what, diba, that's why we always have a recap even in our show, para lang just to make sure we are on the same page. And of course, the third thing, you have to communicate with the other stakeholders of your business, kasi you have, like for me, the suppliers, you have to talk to your suppliers, the clients, you have to communicate with your clients. So a lot of things, like a great example would be, I run a yearly retainer for some of my top VIP clients, and in part of that package is a 24/7 support. So anytime they can email me if there's a something, and I always say, sometimes I'd be, I just want to make to remind you, you have this support system, and anytime you have a problem, you can send it over para mas mabilis natin ma-address. So just to keep reminding that is important. Because again, with the business, everything changed, right? So the way you communicate with your clients, iba na rin. Kasi baka you have to call them on their phones na, hindi na sa office, right? So there's a lot of layers of changes that's happening.
So I think on that point, Maria, when we do our communication, right, we also need to set our boundaries, make sure that you call within business hours. You don't go on in the middle of the night just because something came up in your head, right? And
Mm-mm.
I think we need one more. There's another group of people that you need to communicate with at this time, and that is your mentors. That is your mentors. That is your tribe, your friends, right? Because communicating with them allows a free flow of information and support for you, right? It is, how can I say it? it is a way for you to de-stress. It is a way for you to vent out whatever anxieties that you are feeling, right? Because if you don't communicate with the people who are most likely to understand you, and if you're just keeping it to yourself, sobrang hirap. Okay? So
Yes, yes,
guys,
yes.
do you have any questions on how to properly take care
Let
of
me check on
yourself, you
Facebook.
know? Okay.
Let me check on
Let's check
Facebook
on
then, no?
Facebook.
If some
All
people.
right.
uh,
Let's check if there is any questions on Facebook. But here on Kumu, we seem to be good, right?
Yes,
We
yes,
seem to be
yes.
good over
So
here.
while we're checking on Facebook, we just want to remind everybody May 1 is our very special negosyo tips for a cause. And this is a by donation basis that starts, the minimum donation is 300 pesos. So this is just less than $10. This will really, isipin nyo, you're going to get support for yourself. You can get really
Support
great start ideas
others.
for your business. You can also support hold space for other people. And on top of that, you will be helping our frontliners, di ba? Ang saya-saya. So it's
Yes.
like multi-wins all across board. Hindi ko alam bakit hindi naglo-load ang Facebook natin. Okay, good. Yeah, so I'm talking, but I don't know why my our Facebook sometimes it's is strange. Okay, so I hope that you have that. If you are interested, if you are on Kumu, you're very interested on this. You haven't seen the information on the what how. Please send a message to Olivia at this account because I
Mm-hmm.
my Kumu is not very active. I'm not active at all here sa Kumu. So please do
Except for
send a
when we have
message to.
this.
Yes, yes. I just come on that. So please do send a message to Miss O. Or you can reach us in on our Facebook page, the Real Negosyante Talk. Also on Instagram. Please do that so we can have that information really sent to you. Because this is a limited slot only, and we really want to make sure we give ample time to the people that attend. Kaya we want to limit the number of participants. Okay? So, I think we are good for today, Miss O.
We are good for today. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. It has been my pleasure to be with you guys tonight. And I always enjoy my time with Maria. And hey, look, we're both wearing purple. It's a
Yes, it's
sign.
our purple day.
It's purple
It's a
day.
purple day.
All right, guys. So hopefully we will see you guys again next week, next Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m., wherein we will be talking about employee support. How can we properly support our employees through this crisis, right? Um, as CEOs, as business owners, how can we properly support our business and our employees through this crisis? So hopefully we will see you guys at 8 o'clock next Thursday. And of course, don't forget about
And
the
sign
Negosyante
up.
tips for a
Yes,
cause,
negotiate
right?
tips for a cause. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Bye.